Okay, an audio test. I forgot to do something with my phone here. Give me a second. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Okay, we got 8 people and 6 likes. So everybody make sure they hit the like button. I'm just set something up real quick here. There we go. Okay. DW, Mike, Jim, Dylan, Darren, Roger. How's everybody doing tonight? Wow, we got 15 people, but 17 likes. That's pretty cool. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Just letting everybody pour in. 24 people that quick. Wow. Let me know if the audio's okay, just to make sure. And Neil and Jorg. Thanksgiving food hangovers. Yeah, that's about it. No league tonight, but I did go in for practice. Nothing wrong with that. And Kevin and Willie. How you doing, brother? Yeah, Thanksgiving went really well this year. It really did. Maybe that's why I'm so tired today. It took Heather out and my daughter do some shopping, and I still feel tired. It must be the food or something. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate that, brother. And Herman, what's up, Mr. Corey? How are you, brother? I just seen that post on the club where somebody said this is not Volkswagen related. Ugh. Anyhow. And Lau, how are you, Lau? And Kevin and Robert. Something you can tell you for how yeah, I hope everybody's Thanksgiving went great. Mine went really well this year. It really did. All the kids showed up, my granddaughter, so it was a lot of fun. I just, for some reason, and Rick, how are you? And Tim, Marionville. Hey, that's funny. I had that come up on my realtor app, Tim, Marionville. The houses are scary cheap there, like really cheap. I was like pretty impressed by that. And 68. Nope, this isn't Sunday. I switched to Friday evenings. It seems a little better for everybody, in all honesty, easier. I mean, once in a while, I may flip over to a Sunday night if I have something going on Friday nights, but normally I don't. Sometimes I'll take Heather out Friday night. Otto. Yep, hit like, please. We have 33 people and 28 likes. But yeah, I'm going to probably stick to more or less Friday nights now. It just seems to be easier. And Heidi and Vintage 76, what's up, brother? Wow, 36 people. It seems that people are more available on Friday evenings. I'm trying to make it to where it's easier on you folks. You know what I mean? Because I know, and then some people tell me, I can't Friday, I can only do Sunday. So it's really hard to get a fair balance in. But most people have said Friday nights are easier, because Sunday night, some people get up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, on Monday for work. But Thanksgiving went really well. Just did that video I put up today, as you noticed, with that front beam incident, which it was the Umpy beam. It's a Brazilian beam. They're all pretty much the same. Because I went ahead and usually legal Friday, I may try to pop in when I'm waiting for my turn. You do, Dylan, and I do appreciate that very much. Yeah, I put the video together, and oh, good, Kevin, awesome, and Jim Lorish. I went ahead though, and I thought, well, I'll do a quick video because I had a lot going on with Thanksgiving coming, I thought I'll put the steering box on, a tie rod, steering dampener, do a little video on the front suspension. Boom, steering box wouldn't line up. I'm like, it's kind of weird, but I forgot that can happen with aftermarket beams. And it isn't a knock at MP because, like I said, that's a Brazilian beam. MP just puts their name on the beam itself, I believe. But it just shows you when you set out to do something, not that all of you already know this. I'll do a quick video this week. I had so much going on with the holiday. Heather wanted to decorate for Christmas. I was helping her outside. And that's when it all went wrong. And if you watch today's video clear through, I was 10:30 up the garage at night trying to get that steering box to line up. And then I realized I wasn't the only one that has happened to, where you got to knock them little nubs off, the little tabs, and move it. But some videos you go to do and stuff will just start going wrong. But like I think the most of you know, I refuse to cut anything out. I will not cut stuff out that goes wrong, because why should I? Because even if one of you folks are doing yours and going, nah, this went perfect for Slade, I don't understand this, I don't cut nothing out. I mean, unless I like smack my thumb with a hammer and say something nasty, then I cut that out. Do a live feed from date night, Slade. Heather would think that's a great idea. From date night? I don't know what that means, George. I'm probably having a stupid moment, but I can't. Oh, you mean from when we go out? If that's what you mean, I don't think everybody's going to like that. My husband and I went to Marionville Bucktail Motels, where we stayed back in the early 80s. Oh, that's cool. I've never been there. I don't know if that's near like Cook's Forest. Like, I've been up that way. If it was up to Heather, she'd move up North PA. We've been up there a lot, though, for a day messing around, and it is so beautiful up there. It really is. Brian and Lisa, how are you, and how are you feeling? 9 miles away from Cook's Forest. Okay, then I kind of probably have already been all through there and didn't know it. I think I mentioned to a few of you, or maybe, yep, that's what you meant. I thought that's what you meant. I could do it. It kind of would be funny. Or maybe not. I can take it straight through when we get into the truck and we're out all day. It's nice up in northern PA. It really is. I've looked at houses up there from Tionesta to Cook's Forest to Marionville. And I did check Linesville was really cheap, but I don't know why it's so cheap up there. But Marionville, I was seeing, hey, Bob, how are you, brother? We all had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you did. Did Vicky or your daughter get pluck one off? I didn't see. I checked Vicky's Facebook and I didn't see no pictures of a buck or a doe. So I was just curious. Cold as get out now, 18-ish and loving it. Yeah, it's actually cold here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it was a little brisk today when we were out shopping. Every time I was going to the truck, I could feel it hitting my face like stinging, and I was like, ugh, Any snow yet? We had flurries, lots of people crashing their cars today. Oh man. The only thing we had maybe 5-6 days ago, I can't remember, I woke up and the yard was covered, but the walkways and streets weren't. So far so good. And I noticed that, I don't know what's going on, but like car insurances went up a little bit, stuff like that. They said accidents had jumped, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's just my area or what it is, Nope, I only need so far. We have 2 days left. Aw, I hope they get something. I really do. Where I was looking just in case, I missed it on their wall. So I went straight to Vicky's wall, to see, if they had any luck. Ow. Ready to do my headliners. So freshened up with your video. Super. Did you get the TMI headliner from TMI directly or a vendor? I got it from a vendor, Auto. Now that's been a couple years, so I don't remember. It was probably CIP1 maybe, because it's been so long it's hard for me to remember. But I'm going to be doing my headliner refurbish. I just got the interior dye the other day. So thankfully, I don't have to replace my headliner. I really don't like doing them, but the TMI headliner was fine, but I've never bought directly from them. So it was probably CIP1, I imagine, when I got that. 20 with 14 mile per hour winds feels like 7 in Ohio. Ugh. Wow. That's cold. And Matthew, he is in San Diego. How are you? And we have Air Suckers Garage, which is Adam. Thank you. And Jen, how are you, my friend? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I have the wood stove going, just enjoying the family before opening day. There you go, brother. I mean, honestly, Northern PA out there's a lot of cheap places, and it almost made me a little nervous. Like, why are these places that cheap? But I think too, there's probably not a lot of work in them areas, and maybe that brings the value down or something like that. Rod and Deanna, how are you? Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, that didn't start out as a steering box relocation, but it ended up that way. When I started messing with it, I'm like, really? It was supposed to be a 1 hour video real quick because of the holiday, and it turned into an all-day event playing around with that. And internet, how are you? I think you did get free. I think I did, Adam. It's been a couple years, so I can't remember. But most of the TMI stuff I was getting, I did end up getting from CIP1. I stopped with JBugs because I started getting messed around with some stuff, and it wouldn't have been Wolfsburg West, so it had to be CIP1. I'm almost positive. Minnesota is 3 degrees. Ugh. I'm dreading these temps coming up soon. It's like when you get a little older, like stuff starts hurting. Your knees, your hips, your back, your brain. Well, my brain always hurts, but it's like, wow. I don't remember this crap. I used to ride my motorcycle year round when I was young. I don't even know how I did it now. I don't know how I did it. My daughter took her bug off for a drive last Saturday. She loved it and all the work I did on it. Oh, that's great, Kevin. That's rewarding, in all honesty. It really, really is. That is so awesome. Joe, how are you? And April's just stopped in. She says, I'm here, and she's laughing out loud. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, because I go back and forth. Sometimes I get frustrated and want to move because it's getting hectic. They're building so much around me. And then other times I'm like, ugh, I'm 60. Do I really feel like moving? But Heather just said today, yeah, I hate winter too. I like winter until Christmas is over, and then I'm like, all right, we're done with this now. I think the snow's pretty. It makes everything look so nice and clean. They are building a lot now near us. Heather looked out, I guess tomorrow maybe. We'll have to put some heavy clothing on and go out because her pond, the whole situation out there, it needs winterized or something. Whatever she does, I never paid attention, but I'm going to help her. And she said today, because we have a fair amount of property for living in the suburbs, and she's like, I just want a big old house with a little wee yard. And I know why she says that, because there's 2 big long streams, a massive pond, a lot of yard, and natural decor that has to be upkept constantly. So I think that's why she says them things sometimes. Or I'd like to have a camp and just move into the thing with a nice double car garage so I can keep filming and just go country. But everything is weird. When I look on that Realtor app or Zillow and I start looking at places, I can't understand the prices versus what the houses need done to them. It's like, it doesn't add up. And I'm sure it's like buying a used car. They're not going to tell you everything the house needs, obviously. And I get nervous. Sling Buzz, happy holidays. Because like if the well would be messed up and I don't know it, and then we move in and no water, I can't recall things about the falling temps. I pulled the last 2 tomatoes off the plants yesterday in Indianapolis. I actually, George, I pulled some peppers, green peppers, There was something else. I can't remember. About a week ago, that was the last off of the garden. I happened to look out the window and I'm like, whoa. And I grabbed a bunch of green peppers. I guess Heather, like, I don't know what she does. Then she freezes them in them bags you seal up, like vacuum seal or something. So I'm not sure what she does. Get up here then. I'd like to, Tim. I wish it was just snap of the fingers and already be moved. It's all the crap we have, and then moving a bunch of vehicles and tools, and it's like, ugh. That I do get tired of it here sometimes. I really do. It's getting heavily populated because all the farmland keeps getting bought up by these big corporations and are just slamming housings in, and it's making it get very busy. Just pulling out of my driveway and go up the road a mile, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It wasn't that way just 5 years ago here, sadly. Pond can be a lot sometimes. I couldn't imagine I have one as big as y'all have. Yeah, Jen, you would know, Jen, because you keep your stuff really pretty. You really do, my friend. I like watching your videos. You're very down to earth. But her pond's, I think it's like 14 feet long, about 8 feet wide, and I don't know, 3 feet deep or something in some areas. And it's the streams too, though. The streams, I think the one's like 20 feet long. I forget the other one, maybe 12 feet. So when you start doing that and all the leaves fall on them, so that ain't fun to get out. But it's actually a lot. I feel bad for her sometimes because I don't know enough about it. But I see some of these big old Victorian homes and I'm like, wow. But then the other side of my brain seeing these homes that are out in the country, that are small homes like I have, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, and I'm like, I want to live in the country. I want quiet, for except me when I start my car and do stupid stuff. But Lord Mark, how are you? Our well is new, but it freaks me out. No power, no water. I never thought about that. I can deal with no lights or heat. Wow, I didn't think about that, Heidi. Yeah, if you lose power, you lose water. I guess unless you have a generator to pump the water. I asked somebody about that recently. I forget who it was. I was talking to somebody and said, when you're in the suburbs or see they do a house inspection and usually they miss half of what's wrong. Anyhow, I found that out. But I was talking to somebody and said, what do you do about wells and septic? Like, is there special, inspectors for that stuff? Because imagine like taking a shower and all of a sudden the water runs out and it's like normal for that place. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be fun. And people aren't going to tell you the truth, sadly, when you're buying a place. We got snow here, 29 acres on Dead End. Soda 3 right now. Oh, man, as I get older, the cold hurts. It's probably arthritis or something. Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy? I mean, it's I think as we get older, we realize that we did a lot of dumb stuff maybe when we were young, or it's just normal for your joints to be hurting and stuff like that. But I definitely feel the effect when it's cold. But I still wouldn't mind moving to a more rural. I have a hard time with that word, area where it's kind of laid back and quiet. You get tired of the noise after a while with traffic and different things. Good work. Can I get replacement horn wire connector? The one from the rag joint is no good. That should be a regular female connector. Oh, you mean the one that goes on the rag joint? I was thinking something else. I actually just, thanks, Lonnie. She's a rag doll. She's a baby, though. She's 4 months old. That specific connector there, I can look and see if I have an extra one, Mark. If not, then, hi, John. I would check somebody like Wolfsburg West or something for a specific item like that. But I can look and see if I have one, Yeah, the male connection on it. Yeah, it has like a little loop. I just did that video yesterday and I was messing with that. So, or I'm sorry, the video came out today. If you watched it, that's what it was on. But I can look and see if I have an extra. If not, I'm sure Wolfsburg West or somebody has that, in all honesty. We lose power, we lose water. And furnace have propane wall heater for emergencies. Being in the country, you have to also think about snow removal. Yeah, and that's what my son was trying to tell me. My son lives 10 minutes from us, if that. And he knew that we keep talking and talking about moving country. And he said, Dad, just remember, I will help you. I'll do anything I can, to be there if you need me. Come on. And he said, but if a tree comes down, if you need an ambulance, like he started talking about everything. And I was like, eek, and I can't let fear hold me back of she wants up, she wants down, of stuff like that. But I know there, yeah, if you lose, whoa, don't step on the keyboard. Turn me off and that'll be it. I think with the well water and septic, my brain goes to, cheaper living in the country because of well water, septic, things of that nature. But then I was watching a guy talk on YouTube and come here. Okay, she has to leave. You going, sweetie? Just bumping the camera. I don't know if it's cheaper, the same, or more, because of you trade one thing off for another, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, ugh. I thought maybe Heather's right when she says sometimes just give me a big old house and a little wee yard. So we get back and forth on what to do. Okay, great, Mark. Yeah, then you seen that little piece I cleaned up. I may have one on my extra steering box. I'll have to look. I don't know if I do. But I would check Wolfsburg West, though, if not, and, see if they have it. That's usually my go-to with weird stuff like that. Septic and well inspections, yes. Also, a generator works well. Yeah, and Life Flight membership is smart. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, I guess they do a lot of life flights when you're in that situation. Uh, yeah, the septic and well inspection, and I was curious about that because how can they tell uh, if a well, will sustain so many gallons per day if you need it, things like that, and I get nervous and I'm like, I don't know, but some of the places looked at in the country were very cheap, like 40 grand. And you could tell like older folks may have lived in them because of the furniture that's in there, if you look, things of that nature. And I thought, wow, would that be peaceful? But then I'm a sucker for some of these big old Victorian homes, that are 10 minutes from us. They're just massive. I just go back and forth, all the time. Cheaper? No. Water and or septic bill with solar and a decent battery, no electric bill. You know what, Internet? That's funny you brought that up. I was watching one of the, because I punched in on YouTube, living rural, moving to the country, like those keywords, and a bunch of stuff came up, obviously, on YouTube. You could punch in barp and stuff comes up. And I started watching it, and one guy's like, it's a lot more expensive living countryside because you trade this for the other. And then other guys like, it is so much cheaper. And I'm like, I'm getting a bunch of different things, you know what I mean? But the one thing I did see is a lot of people keep a lot of extra fuel on hand and a generator. That was for sure. We live in a rural area. Gas, heat, water heater. I wired the service for backup generator. Power goes out. I spend a few minutes hooking it up and it runs the whole house. See, that's cool, Adam. I don't have a generator. I even should, living in the suburbs. But come here, honey. Boy, she's really getting into stuff here. And even on my furnace, when we had the new furnace put in, I'm friends with the heating and cooling guy, and he put a plug on Adam would know this. He put a plug on the side of my furnace and a light switch next to the plug. And I'm like, what is that? He said, well, if stuff goes wrong, you can plug your generator in, which I don't have one yet, into this plug and hit a switch and you can run your furnace. I'm like, how cool is that? I didn't even ask him to do that. But same pair of suckers. Me. There we go. We got house well and hand hydrant outside, so we have access to water if we lose electricity. See, that's nice. And I don't know enough about, I mean, I know how to live rural. I wouldn't have an issue. I think I would be at peace. I think I would do more filming and everything, to be honest with you. I probably would. Hi, honey. She keeps wanting on my lap, but she wants to get into stuff. I actually would probably do no, more filming. I would do a lot more because I think there would be less opportunity to, the neighbor's out, he's coming over, they want my filming, or I got to run to the store, do this and that. I think it would be more of a peaceful element, and then I would have the yearly picnics at my place. Everybody camp out everywhere. Let me see here. There should be nameplate on the head and that tells you the gallons per minute on the pump. Yeah, I know nothing about well water and that. I just know that probably have a compared to suburbs versus rural, I would have to have a special inspector maybe that they use for wells and septic and all that stuff. The difference between rural life being cheaper or more expensive is in your lifestyle. Mike, you're right about that. I agree 100%. Hey, Don, how are you? Uh, I agree. It does depend on your lifestyle. We're kind of, I think that we spend a little more living suburb because we have access to stores that are 5 minutes down the street. Where I live, I'm kind of tucked in, but as soon as I hit that main road, boom, I'm exposed to all the stores. What happens is, hey, do you want to go to the store, mess around? And you know what happens after that. I actually, I think living rural in my mind from watching video after video after video, I think it actually would be cheaper. But what do I know? You know what I mean? Because I know how I am. Once I get tucked away, I'll just be in the garage constantly or helping Heather in the yard. Hey, mine was great, Dawn. I hope yours was well. I know I'm tired today, and I think because I keep eating, which I do not need to be doing that right now. Hey, Josh, how are you? And it's cheaper, buried 500-gallon propane tanks, run everything, include a direct pipe into the grill. Oh, that's nice. Outstanding. Yeah, and like I said, I guess it all depends on who you are, if it's cheaper or more expensive. Let me, a chat thing jumped. You have to pray you don't need a new well drilled or have to replace the septic system. Prices are crazy. That's what I said to Heather. My brain always goes back to, 20 years ago, like, oh, get a well put in $3,000. No, I don't know the price now of have the septic replaced. I don't know the price of getting a new well drilled. That's what concerns me. Because if we bought a place, moved in, oh, guess what? You need a new well pumped, or I'm sorry, drilled. I don't know the prices now. I can't imagine. That's what bothered me, what you brought up. Thinking propane and fuel generator would be nice. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Moose, what's up, brother? We live out in the country in Washington State. Oh, there we go. Just had my septic tank pumped and it was $500. Wow. We've had it done around every 5 years. That's great. Wow, Roger. I actually, when we had septic at a house we lived at, oh no, forget it. That was 14 years ago. It was like $150. So stuff must have gone up by then. Propane standby generators are available. Happy with my setup. Oh, that's awesome. I don't have no generator here. I probably should. I keep everything else prepped pretty well. And I never bought a generator because I'm dumb like that. I get my septic pumped every 2 years. Family of 4, and it's around 200. Okay, it must depend where you live, I think, then, is what I'm noticing. It's cheaper until your well pump goes or your septic system needs to be fixed or replaced. And see, internet, that's what I kept saying to Heather. Yeah, I know that we have, city water and city sewage, which is not cheap. They charge me like $70 a month or something crazy for sewage, no matter what amount I use. No matter. They don't go by your usage, which was really crazy because my water bill is usually a little cheaper than my septic. It's really screwy. But like you said, if the septic or anything needs replaced, that's when That's when I worry about, like, oh crap. That's the stuff that bothers me. Lots of venison to help lower the food bill. Yeah, you know what, Tim? Yeah, Heather would be happy about that. She grew up on it. Of course, we just went through major problems. My well water is a lot more pure than city water. No chlorine or fluoride, anything like that. My generator is not hooked up to run the well. Yeah, you know what? Our city water, ugh. Heather bought one of them, you pour the water in and it filters the water, purifier or whatever she keeps in the fridge that we fill. You can't drink our water, our city water. First of all, when you're pouring a glass of water from the sink, it smells like a swimming pool. I guess they've had to just dump tons and tons of chlorine in it. And then they said recently, oh, they found cancer agent D or something crazy. I don't even know what that meant. And they can't get it out of the water. It's like, okay, I'm showering in that. When my skin's hot, the pores are open, and I won't get into all detail about me taking a shower, but it's like, really? Like, all the money we pay and you can't keep this crap out of the water? I mean, so yeah, I believe yours is cleaner. Septic and well is around 1,500 a piece a minute. Oh, okay. That's I said it's different all across the board. If you're going rural, get no less than 5 acres. Have a section dedicated to new septic install in case your existing system fails. Bigger propane tank, the more money you save. Okay. Oh yeah, home inspection is invaluable, and I did see really good deals. It seems like the more desolate you get, the money goes down. Some of them were mobile homes that actually looked like they were in decent condition, and me right away thought I can build onto them overnight. I know how to do that stuff. And then every single one had in bold letters in the ads, as is, buy at your own risk, stuff like that. And I'm like, yikes, that's scary buying a house that says that. Yep, about $500 every 4 to 5 years. Well, that's cheaper than my sewage, though. I mean, it's ridiculous anymore. I was hoping the economy turns around a little, but our taxes went up. Our county raised the tax. They did a 32% hike. And their reason being, they mishandled some money. We usually get like a 3% hike, but a 32% hike on our taxes. I was sick. I thought, well, maybe I ought to send them a letter and say, look, I mishandled my money this year, so I'm not paying my taxes. It was the craziest thing I've ever received. My buddy Henry had a new well dug a few years ago. It was about 1,800. That was his shotgun money. Oh, I thought it would be a lot more than 1,800. I don't know where my brain went. I thought like 10,000 to get a new well dug. I really did. I didn't know. I thought it was a lot more than that. Septic and wells around 1,500, but he meant to say 15,000. Wow. I mean, I have access to borrowing money, but then you got to pay back with interest and blah, blah, blah. That's the crap. Steve said, and thank you for coming in, Steve. Used to live in the suburbs, now I live in the country. Septic and well water, that part is cheaper since I've moved. I've purchased 3 VWs. Trust me, it's not cheaper. I have a big garage and time. And I think with me is I always hear all the good, about living country, which there is a lot of good about it. But then I watched a couple YouTube people go, hey, before you do it, you need to know this, 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 and this. But then again, I guess I could do that with moving to the suburbs. You know what I mean? I think Heather has a beautiful Kincaid painting on her wall that she got from my father years ago. It's pretty big. And every time, it's not an actual, but it's a copy. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I want to live there. So I don't know if that exists or not, but you being mechanical, pulling or replacing a pump is easy. Pulling a well is the biggest pain. Yeah, you know what? You have my buddy's number, and if you're ready, start looking. Mishandled. No, they squandered it. All prices depend on where you are. Yeah, exactly. And I do have that number. I saved that, Tim. Well, I saved our chat. Yeah, they squandered it. They probably pocketed a lot of it and everything. And it's a pretty big county. But that was their thing. They put it right in the newspaper. They mishandled money. 32% hike. We've always had 3% hikes, not 32%. and they want to do another 5% every year for the next 6 years. Translated, that means they'll do 5% every year just for the rest of your life until you forget about it, like you did income tax after World War II. Nothing to see here. Wow, 470 feet down the ground, 4,500 replaced the pump. Line and wiring lasted 20 years though. Oh, well, that's not bad. In 20 years, I probably won't be here. But that's a thing. I'm trying to like weigh the measures, with all of this back and forth. I wondered about that, Ron Deanna. And I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Alita. How are you? My screen just jumped. There we go. I mean, it depends how deep your well has to go. 30,000 and up road for me. Yeah, I guess it's a little more expensive than I thought, for it seems the well and septic is the main thing. And then I seen some that are kind of country-ish that had city water hookup. So it's kind of weird where some of them end up with that. Eventually, another Facebook chat. There's a place in California that makes fiberglass Porsche replica bodies. Your next project after Heather's. Oh, can you send that to me, Darren, when you get time? There's no rush, because I really want to do a kit car like that. I have to. I just have to. Heather's car, I know the body has to come off and all that, but hers won't be as long as mine was, because I'm not going to do brake job video again and pull the steering column in video again. It's pointless to keep seeing the same stuff. So with hers, I'll do different type of videos. Hers car don't need painted because she loves the color. I do got to redo the interior with the body, put new floor pans in, stuff like that. And then I'll be on to a kit car after that. There's challenges living in country, but you learn from it and do better. There's always room for improvement, like work less, think smarter. Oh yeah, I'm sure, Rod, no doubt. Like I said, I watch so many YouTube videos now, and I'm like, it seems nicer no matter what. Like for this and this, the peacefulness of it. 32% tax here. Wow, I would move up a ton. Yeah, vintage. Like I said, when we seen it in the paper, and that didn't count our local taxes because they want to put a $25 million football stadium in, which ours isn't even bad for a school. So they hit us at 5, 6, or 7% there for the next 4 or 5 years. So altogether, we got like a 40% tax increase this past year here for next year, I guess. It's like, really? I mean, they're making it so I guess only the rich can live here or whatever. I don't know. But the corruption must be just horrible with this tax game, clear down to the local level. And it really upsets me because we have had a lot of money we put into our home, which you'll see in about 3 weeks, I think. The Christmas video will be out for, Heather does every year. And it gives me that 1 week break. But it's just I know a few people around here complaining, saying, I'm moving. This is getting out of control. And it's greed and corruption. I really believe that. I did a messenger. Oh, thank you, Darren. I'll check that out for sure. We have Connie water, but septic. Well, at least you got the water coming in to eliminate, the well water thing, though. Although I guess well water can be good if your system's good, aren't those bodies going for 15,000 plus primed? Yeah, they could be. I didn't look yet. I know they're not cheap. No, Alita. I think she decorated the whole outside of the porch. She decorated the kitchen. Whew. The kitchen looks like Santa threw up in there. The whole kitchen is completely done. And I think tonight she said, I want to start getting the boxes ready to pull from the attic tomorrow, because she wants to do the living room and dining room tomorrow. So that's what she's doing. She's kind of prepping. I think tomorrow the house will be done completely. So I'll probably shoot the video a little bit early, the country Christmas cottage tour. I can't remember what we call it, because we want to start getting ready for our second channel that we want to do together. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be on her channel. But she didn't do cookies. I think that's next week she's starting on the cookies. And I'm doing Christmas dinner this year. I'm making it this year. So Heather's going to help do a couple things, but I want to give her a break this year. Darren, I see where you sent that to us. And Gamer, how are you? And you appreciate the land more and hog live off of like me, deer hunt raise. Meat chickens, burn wood for free, heat list goes on and on. Yeah, Rod, here's the thing. I have 6 foot privacy fence around my third of an acre, and we keep our stuff very neat and clean. You might know that, I don't know. And we were going to get some chickens to start producing some eggs. We were told no. But then there's some people down the road a couple mile that have them because they got maybe 20 more feet of property. I don't know, but they told us no. And if we want to fight it, then it's like $3,000 a year for a license for it or whatever you call it. It's coming to the point where they're making it really weird to live here. We live in a very nice area. It's very, I won't say well to do, but it's a nice area. But it's not looking nice like it used to. I got my car covered in the driveway, Heather's car, and they better not mess with me with that car. I have it covered up nice and neat. But it's getting to the point where country life does seem a little more appealing to me. They hit us with property tax here based on what our property might be worth if we sell it. Ooh, I wouldn't like that very much. And I'm sure, Jorg, it's not far off for me because Heather read something, I think our local paper, something about adjusting property taxes, something like you just said, Jorg, something about what your house would be if you sold it, not for what they have on a listing or something. They do that, it's game over. I can't afford it, what they're doing. I still think it's all disgusting, to be honest with you. Like, I think if your kids, and I might be hitting a taboo section here, but if your kids are done school, instead of billions of dollars being sent overseas, then fund the schools. So when you are done with your kids being in school, stop the property tax. Stop the school tax. And when people hit 62 or 65 or what have you, and they go on Social Security, stop the property tax then. Like, there's people losing their homes. I'm sorry, I may not be right. I just think I'm right. This is getting out of control with the tax thing. We got water softener to help out with our well. You're on a city water, you don't need it. That's funny, Rod. I used to install them for General Ionics back when I was 18 to like 20 years old. One of my jobs was to install water softeners. And I remember going out into the country to mobile homes and installing them out there when I was young. I forget, like, we had to add an extra pH something thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was for well water. And I like the soft water, to be honest with you. I put up my tree and started working on my outside. Oh, cool, Alita. Cool. Our tree, the tree did get assembled, so to speak. The tree is up, but it's not decorated yet because Thanksgiving and all of my kids showed up. I'm a granddaughter. It was so much fun. We had a blast. And I never realized how fast a 2-year-old can run when I was chasing her. She was bolting. What a beautiful little girl. But that's cool, Alita. It takes a while, The outside, I bought some new stuff and was outside with Heather when she was putting some of it up because she didn't allow me to, arrange stuff because I don't know how. Are there any owners of early bay VW buses out there? I'm curious about the differences in the spring arm design between the models from 68 to 70 and those from 71 to 79. Mr. Corey, make sure you post that on the club too. And I can pin it up top for you so people can see that. Because I don't know. I'm hoping there are some. And I felt bad. Mr. Corey, I call him Mr. Corey, I don't want to do it, posted something funny in the club and somebody got all freaked out and said, this ain't VW related. And I get it, but I try to be nice without yelling, online. But he posted something funny and I got a kick out of it. But I tried not to be nasty with people. And I'm not talking about Herman Corey. I'm talking about somebody else that got like really aggravated. But I don't know. They vote on school bonds here. It always passed. They say that when the bond is paid, the tax will disappear, although it never does. I always vote no. I see some wasteful spending. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, in all honesty, Adam, when you see me saying Adam, that's Air Sucker's Garage. Uh, my friend Ted lives about 40 minutes away. And a long story short, they had to put all new sewage in, some sewage station or something like that. Well, they said we're going to put $60 a month per household on, like it was everybody's responsibility to build this new plant. And as soon as it's paid off, that'll go away in 5 or 6 years. He said that was like 10 years ago and they never did stop. That's on top of the sewage bill. So, I don't know. I think I shouldn't have been a mechanic when I was younger. I think I should have been a tax collector. It does stink, Rod. I get so frustrated with the tax game because that's what I'm suffering mostly because is the taxes and the sewage games. You can buy 5 acres up here and raise all the meat and eggs you want. And that's what Heather's idea was. She had spent time on her uncle's goat farm. Heidi and I had this conversation when she was younger, and she stayed there for like summertime. And she's like, wow, I kind of like that. It was pretty cool. But when we wanted to do just a few things here, and we should be allowed where we're at. If you were here, you'd go, yeah, that makes sense. They were like, nope, nope. It's actually disturbing. Darren said, Herman, I'll send you a link to the Friends About Buses. His work is amazing. Good deal. Thank you, Darren. Herman's a good guy. If he asked for something, that means he actually already researched it and was having trouble finding it. Like most of us, that happens. Ron Danny, city water could be just as bad with hard water. Lots of municipal plants get mismanaged and forced into sell. Big corps do the bare minimum. Oh, yeah, our water's crap. We have hard water here. Most of my soft water installs, excuse me, was mostly suburbs and city because the hard water, I guess, I don't know, Mike, I'm not good with that. Like rust, causing hard water causing rust and damage to pipes and toilets or whatever. But I like the soft water. I'd gotten used to it when I was younger when we had it. Because life was cool, just not near the city, so no one could tell you what to do and how to do it. Well, that's the problem is we're constantly being told what to do. And I understand, Alita, like we have to have some rules because if not, people do dumb stuff. I mean, truthfully, they do. I mean, no, you shouldn't have a bunch of crap in your front yard that makes everybody's house look bad. But at the same time, they go too far with some of the rules. It's almost like the Gestapo sometimes. And I don't play well that way. When I dialed 811 or whatever it was, when I was going to do some digging here, it was actually for a fence. And gas company showed up, light company showed up, which is fine. They knew I was going to dig, so they wanted to make sure I didn't do nothing stupid, and I understand that. But the township showed up. What are you doing? What are you doing here and there? I'm like, get out of here. I was so aggravated because he had to act like a big shot. And I thought, don't aggravate me. They knew what I was doing anyhow, I agree with you, Tyler. Stay on top of clean, healthy water. Only if you live in town. We didn't cook this year. It was ordered the whole meal from Hy-Vee grocery store. Just heated it up and it was great. Wow, that's cool, Bob. I think that we have a couple butchers not far from us, and my daughter's a manager of a grocery store, and I believe that they do that where they prep the whole thing and you pick it up and boom, warm it up and delicious. But that's cool, Bob. Heather looked a little tired this year trying to prep everything, the turkey, the stuff, and the green bean casserole, potatoes, corn, yams, like a bunch of pies. She made a bunch of pies so she could send them in with the kids. And I said, Christmas, the kids wanted Italian food for Christmas, just something different after 30, 40 years. So I usually will do like my homemade sauce, blah, blah, blah. So I may do an Italian dinner for Christmas instead of ham. I think I'm hammed out of it. Taxing struggling seniors is depraved behavior. Well, the thing is I know quite a few that older folks, they lost their homes to taxes. And it actually hurt my feelings. Like, geez, we send all this money everywhere. Can't we just help some seniors out a little bit, you know? You saw a picture of my outside decorations. Yeah, I did. I mean, I was bummed. I bought this nice, speaking of outside decorations, I bought this nice big light pole type thing, North Pole and Santa stuff, and snow goes around, it plays music. I was so excited about that. I put it in, plugged it in. I'm like, yeah, wait till the baby gets here and sees this. I went out later and I quit working. Like, can't we buy anything that works anymore? I just put my fall stuff up today. I'm going to start Christmas tomorrow. Oh, good, Jen. Are you going to film it? I hope so. I think you will. I like watching when you do stuff. I do. How's the garage diesel heater working for you since the video come out? I've only run it one other time, George, because I really haven't been up the garage as much with the holiday. It seems to work really nice. I wanted to put it through my garage wall, and I think we had this conversation last week maybe. I do the wood wall inside, that rustic look with the pallet-free wood, blah, blah. But my actual walls behind that are Celotex or whatever somebody told me it was, a thick cardboard stuff. I don't know why they didn't use wood walls. I'm afraid of that stuff heating up real easy with that exhaust. So I guess I'll keep doing the temporary thing in the window until I get it figured out. But that thing does blow some nice heat. I'm really impressed with it, in all honesty. Girlfriend are actually trying to work out a barter system with some young men that bought their granddad's beef farm, barter or meat birds for their beef. Oh, wow. That would be great. Nothing like the real deal. Like, I have to buy from the store. I used to buy from a butcher that had, he was friends or something with somebody at the farm. They had really good meat, and they just up and closed after 50 years and gone. Tore the building down, vanished like it never been there. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit. So wonder what I was eating. Hey, Tad Terrence Moore, how are you, brother? Happy belated Thanksgiving to you. You can't legislate morality. It's a shame. I just want to be free and happy. But I'm sure a lot of you feel that way. I mean, it's a lot of work when you think about it. Yeah, it is. It is, Bob. You know, and I will say, as soon as we got done dinner, though, the kids jumped up. Well, my kids are adults. They jumped up and told Heather, "Sit down, Mom. It's good." And they washed all the dishes, put them away. It was very nice. But they do that on holidays, which I think is awesome. Italian Christmas, 7 fishes. I missed that from dating Italian women. Night all. Got to get my beauty sleep for deer season opener tomorrow. Hey, good luck, Tim. Good luck, my friend. Report back in some messenger with some good news. Good luck, Tim. We're doing saying. Good luck, Tim. Good luck, Tim, tomorrow. Probably going to barter my goats for eggs. Hey, Ken, how are you? We just bought a quarter cow, and it came out to be around $4.20 a pound. Hey, hey, Bob, how much was? Now, I know we don't live near each other. I get it. How much was the quarter cow total? Because a quarter cow, my neighbor buys from a farm like 4 years ago. No. 6 years ago, maybe. Night, everybody, going to bed, getting up early, deer hunt from arthritis doesn't give me a fit. Hey, I'm sorry, Adam. I know the arthritis thing stinks. It's bundle up the best you can, because come spring you'll go, my arthritis ain't that bad. The cold, it hurts, brother. I told Heather about what you deal with, but good luck tomorrow. Give me an update. Shoot me a message, brother. Bob, what I was saying is, I think it was like $400 for a quarter of a cow like 6 years ago. And then my neighbor said it went up to $800 for a quarter of a cow like 3 years ago. I was like, well, I'm not buying a quarter of a cow right now because I didn't have $800 just to throw around. You know what I mean? But ordered that part, Slade. Thanks, Wolfsburg West. Yeah, they usually, you know what, Mark? They usually have that weird stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but they do. Adam, good night, brother. Good luck. I'll be doing the same. I raised 7 steers in my youth, one another now. I've never done anything like that, in all honesty, Heidi. I raised a couple dogs. I mean, I guess, well, Lily's like a big cattle walking around. I always say my Roddy, when she's out in the yard, like sniffing around, she looks like a cattle grazing out in the yard. We buy half side of beef each year. Last year, after processing, 250 a pound. Wow, that is really cheap. 250 a pound. Wow, they didn't know what to call it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to call that, Mark. I always just start playing around with odd stuff like that until something comes up. Wow, 250 a pound. It was 4.99 a pound whenever I checked on it, like, I don't know, 2 3 months ago, because I ended up getting an extra deep freezer. Not one's unplugged with the lid open because I was going to do that, and I thought it was 4.99 a pound, and I was like, man, over the last 4 years, we just took a hit. I mean, stuff really jumped. I'm hoping it comes back down. In all honesty, that meat is totally different. Excuse me, from buying from the store. My son, I don't know, some farmer or something. I don't know what the deal was, but when he stopped to visit the one day, he brought us some meat, and I don't know what farm or what the deal was, but I think his one buddy gave him some, and it wasn't venison. That meat was totally different. It was like, wow, did I miss this? But and I know the farmers, I get it. Like if their feed went up or anything they're doing, I understand. They've got to pass that cost along too. Yeah, homegrown beef. Uh, hey, good night, Matthew. I hope you have a really, really great day and a great weekend. Bless you, my friend. Uh, yeah, it's tough. The stuff we get at the store is just crap, and I have a tendency now of constantly reading the labels on everything, even box food, canned food. I'm the guy in the alleyway looking at the label. I don't know what I'm going to prove by doing that, but I see some of the stuff and I'm like, ugh, they're putting a lot of crap in the food. You connect to a farmer, make some deals that's better than store buying. Oh, absolutely. I didn't, and I have my one deep freezer's empty. I have two of them, and I probably should start to search around and then just buy like a half. Because for Heather and I, like half a cow, that would last for a long time. We do have the kids over for dinner once in a while, but it would just be nicer because the meat, I won't buy meat from Walmart. It never seems to, around 107 pounds total, around 800. Okay, then that's about the same price as here then. Uh, it's ridiculous that the meat that we get from the stores here. My daughter works at a grocery chain, not Walmart or anything like that, and their meat's okay. It's really not that bad, but it's still not like going to a farmer, and getting half a cow or a quarter cow. Plus, you can get the steaks cut as thick as you want them. I love steak. I could live off of that. I wanted to lose about 20 pounds, maybe 25 pounds, and somebody told me to go on that carnivore diet where it's just meat and whatever, meat and eggs. I guess as long as it comes from an animal or something like. I forget how I was watching it, and I thought, man, I could do that. I could live that way. I don't know if it's healthy to be doing that, or not, but when I process deer, I mix 50/50 pork with it. Oh, I can understand that. Yeah. When I've made sometimes meatballs and meatloaf and stuff like that, I've actually had 50%, right, 50% ground meat, 25% ground veal, and 25% pork. And it always has a really good taste to it, in all honesty. My reading label is, if you can't pronounce the ingredients, you shouldn't be eating it. Tad, you're right about that, because I can't pronounce half of what I read on the packages anymore. You know, it kind of a weird thing. Somebody put on Facebook, I guess it was real. I don't know. They showed like, say, ketchup, or whatever. I can't remember what it was. And it was like in the United States, and there was like 50 ingredients. 40 of them you didn't even know what it was. It was like glycol this and sodium that kind of trick. Who knows? But then it showed the same identical product overseas, say Sweden or somewhere, I don't know, UK. And there was like 3 ingredients, like tomato, salt, and this. It's like, whoa. So, I'm not trying to be a nut job, but they stick a lot of crap in our food here that they have outlawed in other countries. I'm just being honest, as odd as that sounds to y'all. The meat is totally different than from a store. Oh, 100%, brother. 100%, Bob. There's no doubt about that. Happy animals taste best. Yeah. You have carnivore diet. I did it, feel great. I stayed within a budget, so it wasn't steak all the time. Otto, so you felt okay then? I mean, because I got to do something. I'm getting it here now, and I know when I quit tobacco, as when mostly at nighttime. If any of you caught my early videos like 3 years ago, I always had a chew in. And I quit smoking like 15 years ago. But to quit smoking, I chewed. And then like 3 years ago, I quit chewing, give or take. So if you ever look back at my older videos, you'll see a chew in all the time. And I quit that, which I wasn't fun to be around for about 3-4 days. As soon as I quit chewing, it's like I don't know what to do at night, so I just start eating. And then this started. And I can tell having this, I get out of breath easier when I'm doing stuff. It's like, I guess it's the extra weight of my gut. So carnivore diet is what I found so far that a lot of people have liked. I'd like to do it for like a month just to see if I lose this gut a little bit, with no sugar and all that. I like sugar. Well, hopefully RFK will change what goes in our food. I seen that, Bob. I mean, I didn't look, excuse me, deep into it, but I heard he wants to have it cut out all this crap that's going into food. I really, really hope so. I really do, because this stuff is killing everybody. Yep, have more energy and lost bad weight, sleep better too. I should try it, Otto, because I know I can go on YouTube. Not to keep bringing up YouTube, that's TV for me now, because I ain't paying $200 for cable no more. And good night, Rod, Indiana. Have a great day tomorrow. And they were showing on there what all you can eat for the carnivore diet. I would like to go on it just for at least a month, or a month and a half. I don't know, just to get this gut. I don't know if I'll lose weight everywhere else and keep the gut, or if, you know what I mean? Hopefully just the stomach leaves and makes like my biceps really big or something. Mad Moose. Just remember meat, fish, chicken, eggs, vegetables. Cook everything in either olive oil, lard, or bacon grease. This is called keto. It is very good for you. Yeah, Heather uses that extra virgin olive oil or whatever for everything. I think that's what it is. Yeah, and I like eggs. I like vegetables. I like meat, fish, chicken. I just do stupid stuff late at night. Is what I do. It'll be like 11 at night, and I think from not having a chew, and I'm like, I might as well start eating. I can't help it. And number one, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Are we doing skins or shirts this week? How you doing, number one? Let me see here. Switch to Zen or Rogue. Yeah, I mean, I haven't chewed in 3 years, and there's been a couple times where I almost gave in and thought, I could go for a chew, but why waste all them years? I haven't done it. I can hold out. I know I can do it. Sometimes it's not easy though. I have good luck with carnivore diet, lots of energy, probably doing it again. Eating cheap carbs again was a terrible decision. Oh, Michael, I can understand. Trust me. I was always built thin. I'm 6'3", but I always ran around 200 pounds, right around there. I always kept slender and just worked on my arms constantly so I could have strength, for doing stuff. But it's stupid the way I eat now. Especially if I make a pizza, I can't eat 2 pieces. I got to eat 6 pieces, I have a real tough time with that. I really do, in all honesty. After a month, you'll notice a difference. Okay, Otto, maybe I ought to do that. I know sugar's a big thing, and I don't technically just eat like sugar. I mean, I don't like eat a bunch of candy bars all day or something, but I guess there's sugar in like our pasta, our bread. things like that. And I seen a guy on YouTube say he did away with anything that had sugar alone just for a month, and his gut was gone. Like, it wasn't a gimmick, it was real, because I know who this guy was. Something about without sugar, it ate up the fat in his stomach or something. He explained it, but I didn't fully understand it. But I thought, that's what I need to do. When you get a gut here, it affects your breathing, like you're bending over doing stuff. And I'm like, I'm not used to that. And it is what it is, While we're on the topic around things, anybody know the VW paint code for the silver paint on the wheels? Now that I don't know. I really don't. That might come right up on Google though. The actual my actually two of my wheels are silver and they look factory. They're old looking. One, I vote for skins. And Jamie said vitamin B complex helped me with the late night cravings. Oh, I thought I think Heather has vitamin B complex tablets. Thank you. I'll look into that for sure. That's the thing is it's mostly late at night. During the day, I can move around and I don't really think about food a whole lot. As soon as nighttime sets in, that's when my brain starts going, a little bit of this won't hurt. And then it leads into a lot of this and that, But you would dip a plug, use the working man's tobacco. It's $54 a pouch and $40 a tin up here. Tobacco Secret Santa. Wow, that's crazy. I think a can of Copenhagen here is about $5. I don't know the mail pouch. I haven't chewed Red Man or mail pouch in a while, but I think it was about the same, like $5 for a pouch, right around there. So it's fairly cheap here. Not that I should be doing it. They say it's bad for your arteries and blah, 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 Hey, good night, Lord Mark. I hope you have a great weekend, my friend. I say if you start to balance every slice of pizza with 2 beers, you'll stop after one slice. No sugar and low carbs and you'll drop weight. Yeah. And I think it ends up a lot of sugar and carbs is why it's all hitting my stomach like that. It's this whole age thing stinks. But then again, I used nicotine my whole life. So that's probably why I stayed thin as soon as I stopped. Bam. Everybody I know that smokes or chews, I'm like, don't stop. I'm always good for the health advice. We switched to carnivore. It may shock your digestive system, but not for long. Oh, okay. Thank you, Otto. Yeah, I'm sure it will. Heather's been buying me a lot of stuff to eat salads, and I do eat a salad every day. But me screwing up later on at night don't help because I can eat a big salad, and then come nighttime, I'm eating stupid, mostly when she goes to bed. That's when I sneak to the kitchen. I gave it a Googling 15 different answers from 10 trusted sources. Ugh. Yeah, that I don't know. I really don't know that factory, the color for that. 101 silver, 68 nut wheel paint code. Well, Mike knew it. I jumped in late. Have you mentioned the 73,000 electric bus? So much for affordable people's car. Oh, I didn't know the price on that. We just happened to be driving. Hey, how you doing, Misty? We just happened to be coming down Route 30, and I actually seen it as we were 50 mile an hour, and I'm like, oh crap! And I turned around and came back and did a little short, for that. What's that called? 4Motion something. I forget what the deal is. Then it said 80 mile to the gallon, so I'm guessing it's some type of hybrid type thing, when I seen that. Unless they were comparing it to 80 mile to the gallon electrically. Like, I don't know what they meant by that. But I had to do a short on it because I kind of thought it looked pretty cool for something today until I seen the whole electric thing, and I was like, eh. But I thought that was a cool short to do. It was something different because I know a lot of the people around here, from what I see, don't really play games with those, in all honesty. For some reason, wouldn't let me chat. That's weird, Misty. I don't know why that would have happened. Happened to me also, Misty. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, you folks have been members forever, subscribed, so it shouldn't have done it. That's kind of weird. When Otto says shock To the digestive tract, he means projectile, flatulence, and splashback. Yeah, oh yeah, I knew what he meant. Thank you, number one. Eat balanced meals, everything you eat breaks into sugar. Protein, 8 hours. Carb stretch, 4 to 6 hours. Sugars like candy, fruit, no in 3 hours. Eat balanced meals, help you eat less in a day. And I mean, Heather's always cooking healthy, and Heather eats healthy. It's just me. I'll eat healthy with her, and when she leaves the room, I'm like, I'm figuring out how to make pizza out of bagels. I think it's become, with no tobacco, that I keep just eating now. It's sad, and I know that's not an excuse, but that is what's happening. Is it affecting my health? Yeah. I mean, when I have this here, it's making it harder to breathe in that. And I'm like, wow, I never had this issue before. And I like to eat out. And I know you guys are going to jump me on that. When we're out, immediately I'm hungry, and I shouldn't do that. So what I need to be more specific, like 94 plus golf and Jetta, Passe, Van Silver, wheel paint. Yeah, I don't know enough about L91 Chrome was original. 101 is super close. I quit smoking almost 3 years ago. I've gained about 30 pounds. I have an Olympic. I'm going to start after the leftovers are gone. The leftovers. That's a must. We don't want to waste food, Jen. I think you look nice, dear. You do. I mean, and it's hard because when you, somehow I thought you said that in a video about you quit smoking. I do watch your videos. I thought you said that at one point, unless I'm just thinking that now. But I know smoking's not good for you or chewing, but man, it sure kept me from doing other stupid things, like eating constantly and having to snack. It's just what we do. And I don't mind smoking. I can be around somebody that smokes. It don't faze me. It doesn't make me want a cigarette, Find yourself healthier snacks. I did the other night. I bought a sleeve of the Payday bars. They were really good. Eating salads and stuff, you're hungry 5 minutes later and eat rib stipping food. And you're right. Like salads, they are good. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Although I dump Thousand Island dressing all over it, so I don't know how good that is for you. But I don't mind snacking on salads and that. But it is true. Usually about an hour and a half later, it's like, okay, now I'm hungry again. It's like eating Chinese food. I eat it and it tastes good and I'm full, and an hour later I'm hungry again. Don't worry, find the newer stuff. But it's tough, when you do quit any type of nicotine or tobacco habit. Yeah, it definitely makes it difficult to hold your weight. Although I'm 60, so I mean, it's going to happen regardless. But it's embarrassing when you're on film and people see that and say smart ass things. But it is what it is, I heard if you feel hungry, drink water. Your body is needing it. There's a lot of people that will substitute food with water and drink a lot of water to fill up. I've never really tried that, I actually used to be a water hog, and now I shouldn't be doing this, but it's homemade iced tea. Heather makes it homemade, but I formed all these little addictions with iced tea and snacking when I gave up tobacco. So it's kind of a real crappy thing, I smoked for 53 years, and I can almost be around people that smoke. It doesn't offend me, working almost 5 years. And it's, Bob, it don't bother me when somebody's smoking. I mean, Heather smokes. I don't really think anything of it. It doesn't even affect me like, oh boy, I could have one. But when I had a beer, it's like, when you have a beer or something, it's like you could go for a cigarette with that beer. Maybe it's just me though. I don't know. Go for a walk before dinner and drink lots of water. Yeah, you know what? That's what a doctor told me. He says you need to start walking. That's what you need to do. And we have a treadmill. Although I think walking, when I go out and take a walk, like we have a track near us, blah, 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 it feels really good, But when I do it on a treadmill, it feels like I'm beating myself to death. And I know that probably don't make sense, but it seems harder to walk on the treadmill. And I know that sounds strange, but it really does. I've rule I have a problem with a good rule to live by. You can't look like $1,000,000 eating off the dollar menu. Yeah, you're right, Roger. You're right. And it's actually it's not cheap to eat healthy, at least where I live. It's definitely not cheap to eat healthy compared to the crap stuff. But then, like you say, Roger, you know, it is what it is. You can't be healthy eating cheap. You're right, a beer could make it more tempting. It does, Bob. I don't know if it was just me, but yeah, it's like, ooh, that can go hand in hand, you know, when you're sitting there. But congrats to you, Bob. You know, you smoked for a long time and you quit. I mean, it's a big hurdle. It really is. That same thing, like I said, if I be complex, really try hard to stay away from the food with MSG or natural flavors listed in the ingredients. Definitely feel better. Thank you, Jamie. That gives me some hope. I gave up smoking and drinking before it killed me. It can kill you. Number one. And that's good, Heidi. I mean, and Jamie, so I said I've been reading a lot more labels compared to what I did years ago. I'm one of them guys in the supermarket looking at the label with my glasses on, reading it. Some stuff I just give in and buy because I need to eat, and then all the other stuff, you know, I'm not a scientist or a chemist, but I see this bioengineered this and that, and I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I don't remember seeing this crap on labels years ago, you know, with all that. Eating healthy is cheaper in the long run. Cravings go down and life's more manageable if you add it all together. Healthy eating saves dollars. Oh, I believe you, Mike. And I'm glad this this conversation came up because it's kind of almost like a support thing. Like, hey, I did it, you can do it. You know what I mean? And it's we got to do the best that we can. You know, there's a lot of temptation in the supermarkets, but sometimes now I'll look down the alleyways where all the cereals are and candies, and I look and think, looks like a poison now to me. Eating healthy is cheaper in the long run. Okay, I read that. That's great, Heidi. Smoking killed both of my brothers' COPD. It's a horrible disease, just like cancer. Yeah, well, I think too, you know, we had tobacco, you know, years ago, and now I think there's so much chemical added into the tobaccos, insecticides, whatever they spray in, or who knows. But I noticed towards the end of my smoking career, so to speak, the cigarettes tasted funny. They didn't taste like the old school tobacco. They tasted funny. That was the best thing I ever done. Oh, I bet, Bob, no doubt. I mean, I'll trade you Yanks for Canadian 3-ingredient Fruit Loops for some of your chewing tobacco. And you know, I said that earlier. The heck was that? I said that earlier is other countries outlawed a lot of this stuff that you have in your food here. You know, we have like 30 ingredients on a bottle of ketchup, and then other countries have 3 ingredients on the ketchup, and it's the same brand. That's where I'm a little puzzled by that, like Heinz ketchup or something. But it's actually sad that they put all the crap in the food now. I don't get the idea of it as compared to years ago, why this stuff needed added in, you know. And I guess Kennedy, from what I understand, is supposed to come down on all this. You know, I don't know. Uh, It'll be a lot of fun when we do the channel together, me and Heather, on her existing channel, Heather's Haven. We're going to switch it over to whatever new name she makes, and we're going to do a lot of stuff. Some may not like it. It is what it is, you know. I call it conspiracy, but it won't be political. It'll be other stuff, but it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward. It'll look like a podcast type of a situation or a vlog that we'll do weekly, and we'll pick different subjects. So I'm looking forward to that because some of it has to do with some of this stuff, you know, and some may not like it, but it is what it is, you know. Everybody gets upset too easy now with, look what this person said, you know. I stopped smoking because that nasty taste in the new fire safe tobacco was getting her cigs imported, so I realized it was smarter to just quit. Yeah, Mike, they did taste different. It had like a chemical taste when I inhaled it. That's the only way I can put it. Now I'm getting thirsty. I mean, honestly, it didn't taste like tobacco, like from what I remember when I was younger, unless I'm making it up in my head. Uh, I'd like some menthols. Freaking California voters got rid of the flavored smokes. You don't have menthol cigarettes in Cal? I didn't know that. That's kind of strange. Why they would do away with that? I've been drinking Old Milwaukee since I was 14, and I smoked enough to go pro after high school. We legalized the devil's lettuce. The whole country got healthier and DUIs ended. Oh, really? Wow. Subway cannot advertise a sandwich in the UK because it doesn't meet the requirements for bread. You know what, number one? I heard that. Something about the sugar or something. Don't they consider it a pastry, their bread? Because I've eaten a hoagie there once in a while on the run, and I even seen a meme that said Subway had taught us how to eat a whole loaf of bread at one sitting, and I'm like, oh crap. But it definitely, if you caught there with Skittles, you are basically on a no-fly list. What? I mean, I know Subway is not good for you. Ooh, Lisa, that's crazy. I don't understand that. Like, why they would do away with menthol? Like, I don't get it. I think fire safe. I think you were doing it backwards. And love the devil's lettuce. I don't know where all that's legal now. The devil's lettuce. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't know what states or what the deal is with any of that now. It's all confusing to me, to be honest with you. Uh, they've definitely changed the way we eat now, though, with all of our products. Whether it's food, tobacco, everything has so much crap loaded into it now, and I can't for the life of me understand why that had to happen. I don't know if they're trying to make the expiration dates last longer. I watched a guy on YouTube recently, probably about my age, maybe a little younger. I don't know where he found this canned food at, and it was real. You could tell. He had like a can of weenies and beanies. He bought a new can, and then he had another can that was expired like 15 years ago. He had a lot of guts eating it. But he opened it up and out, and he said, as long as there's no dents and this and that and rust, and he ate it, and he's like, they're fine. He says they set these expiration dates up to keep selling stuff. So I don't know the truth behind that, but he said a lot of the stuff, I don't know which products, but some just really don't expire for like 20 years, not a year. But I don't remember what the deal was with which products. They say that the flavors were attracting kids to the vapes. Vape is gone, and they took the menthol with it. Geez, I remember Newports in Salem when I was young, and they didn't make me want to smoke. I mean, the vaping, yeah, I can understand that attracted kids drinking or smoking strawberry shortcake. Like, I used the red pack of Marlboro when I was young. Never thought about doing that, although they didn't have it around then. Didn't they think that flavored cigs were encouraging kids to start nitwits? Ohio voted for it. Oh, I didn't know that. In all honesty, yeah, Mike, it is. It's. I think Heather told me it was considered a pastry. Their bread. I mean, they don't call it that, but something about it being a pastry. I guess there's a lot of sugar in that. If you've got to consider it something like that, I'd love a clove too. And eating healthy is a good thing. Not having been diagnosed with celiac disease, eating healthy and avoiding anything that has gluten is a whole new can of worms. Yeah, you know what, Elitas? Things change. That's when we start waking up and reading on different levels, whether it comes to food or other things in life. we start waking up and going, whoa, this wasn't right, you know. So I can understand a whole new can of worms getting opened up in a lot of different ways. Vape is gone in California, Heidi was asking. They outlawed menthol in Columbus, Ohio a couple months ago, but they brought it back. Yeah, they probably lost sales, is what it was. I never knew. If anyone has vapes, they get it out of the state or undercover. Holy crap, bootleg vape? My son vapes, and I get upset about it. It isn't like the strawberry weird stuff or something. It's just some little vape thing he hits to try to not smoke. But I told him, I says, I think that vape, who knows what's in that? You know, I think that's very bad. They were saying about metals and everything being in it. So, no, I worry about them 24 hours a day. But, you know, for everything that's labeled gluten free, is not totally unless it's processed in a separate location than that of wheat, rye, soy, etc. Wow, I didn't know that, in all honesty. Uh, Commissary does get menthol. Oh, they get it snuck in through the commissary. And her son vapes too. Yeah, it bothers me that he does that. I really wished he didn't. And that's right, my one daughter does too. Not the one with the baby, the other one. But and yeah, Lita, I don't know much about gluten free. I've never had to do that yet. I don't think I'll have to. But even certain breads we're not supposed to be eating and this and that. And I seen some healthy bread, Dave's Killer Bread Keto, something blah blah. I forget what it was called, and it was like $7 for a little baby loaf of it. I'm like, okay, well then I'll just go without bread. I know VW have no money for that stuff. Yeah, you're right, Jamie. It'll keep your money real fast. Menthol's where you smoked when you wanted people to think you were quitting or in schools and church. I started out with menthol Newports when I was young. I think 13, I can't remember. And then switched over to Marlboro Red. Newports were a big thing for a while. I don't know if they still are now. I like the inhale of menthol. That's the answer, Jamie. Yeah, you know what? The menthols, that hit that you get. So I know what you're saying, Lisa. I do. Guys work with quit eating bread and end up losing 50 pounds. Wow. And now I will say I do eat my share of bread. Not crazy, but I do got to have my sandwich every day. And I know lunch meat's no good for you. It's bad for you too. I guess that's a processed food, so to speak, you know. But at the end of the day, I start thinking, what the heck can I eat? You know, and that's when I seen about the carnivore diet, you know. So I definitely am going to look into that a little bit more. Just if I could do it for like a month and a half, I just need to get rid of the stomach a little bit. That's the part that's bothering me, you know. It'd be nice when I gained weight if it went to my chest, shoulders, biceps, and be like, but it don't work that way. And doctors, you know, they're like, oh, it's normal at your age. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. I feel unhealthy, you know. But this led down a rabbit hole tonight with the food. I didn't mean for it to even go that way. But yeah, I'm gonna bow out soon here. That hour and a half went quick. I'm gonna try to get some stuff done over the weekend here, and then next week I gotta. Dino is doing a video, a self interview. I don't know if you folks remember, people were sending them in off and on. He's doing his 57 oval, and he's going to send me the footage, and then I'll edit it and work with it, you know. And you'll get to see his 57 oval, but I'm also going to try to film also and do some more body work or what I'm on next. I got to get some more done because springtime, my car must be done, absolutely done. Lunch meat's full lectins, pokes holes in your gut wall. Oh, I believe it, April. It seems like when lunch meat is high sodium, anytime I eat lunch meat, I end up sick in the stomach. So I don't know why. I think for me, it's just such a quick thing to have a quick sandwich, you know, stuff like that. And my thing too is cheese. I could just sit there and eat cheese. All the stuff I do is completely stupid. It's all Self-inflicted. I do stuff because I'm a pig that way. It's like, well, if I can't chew, I got to keep stuffing stuff in my mouth, and that's not good. Hey, good night, Joe. I hope you have a great weekend, brother. But before I go, yeah, what I am gonna do is keep on some body work now. I did get my dye, my white dye. I know I'm hungry too. I don't want to say that. Uh, that's from talking about it. I'm going to go ahead and do the headliner soon because I want to refurbish the headliner instead of replacing it because mine isn't that bad. It got a couple tiny little holes that I'm going to fix and show how to do it where it really don't show up. And I'm going to go ahead and dye the headliner, probably sand the dash down next and start getting that finished. And I guess the rest of the body work in the outside, and then start with all the brake lines and that. I got to adjust this new welder I got. I'm not a welder, but I got a MIG welder that does MIG, TIG, stick, blah, blah. But I got the tank filled and everything. I got to learn how to weld better because I need to tack the front apron on and some of the fender lugs for the bolts and start getting the fenders mocked up and everything. Because once that stuff gets done, it'll start rolling along really, really fast. That's what Slades Tattoo started. Menthols in church saying, I need to read his sin now. Good night, Bob. And I'm going to head out, folks. Thank you for being here. Sorry it turned into a health thing this week. There's always something new that we're talking about here. And this week it was my weight. But I hope everybody has a really, really great weekend. I appreciate y'all being here. Next Friday, if possible, I don't know if it will happen. I'm going to try to go live from the garage because I think it will be a lot of fun for me to walk around and show different things I got going on. So I'm going to try to do that next week and use my phone and go live from the garage next Friday night. I think it'll be something different to do. So everybody have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the Facebook group who's all on there, and we'll see you soon. Everybody take care. I hope everybody's doing well, and thank you for being here.